Hello, everyone. Good morning and happy Thursday. My name is Elena Riley, and thank you very much for joining me this morning at the First Alert 6 Alert Center here, where I have our top headlines to go over to get you started with your morning. So let's head into our top story for the day. All right. Well, a former bookkeeper who embezzled almost $500,000 from a Christian school in Bellevue has faced a judge in federal court. Joya Kinney must spend 9 months in federal prison and 3 years on supervised release, the judge ruled yesterday. Well, for 7 years as a bookkeeper, Kinney embezzled $452,000 from Cornerstone Christian School, and money went to a personal credit card debt, Amazon purchases that are shipped somewhere else, and $250,000 deposited in Kinney's account using falsified bank entries. Well, a former student parent, Angela Lumen, says, "I think the judge did a very nice job of balancing what justice required with grace and mercy in this case. I credit Joya for being accountable for her actions." Well, the judge also ordered Kinney to pay almost $500,000 in restitution. And Kinney has already paid $80,000 back by refinancing her home. And she promised the judge that she was going to make things right. Next up this morning, the former executive director of the Nebraska Liquor Control Commission and the owner of 2 Lincoln strip clubs have been indicted on federal fraud charges. The court records show 58-year-old Hobart Roop and 45-year-old Brent Zywick are charged as co-conspirators in an 11-count federal indictment. And Roop is the former executive director of the commission, allegedly exchanged favors for free drinks, sexual acts, and cash at the office and the night before lounge. Well, the federal indictment alleges Roop worked with Zywick, the club's co-owner, and Roop used his influence in the commission to protect Zywick's liquor license and even point authorities in the direction of his competitors in Omaha, is what prosecutors allege. And the commission voted unanimously to suspend Roop in May without pay in their emergency meeting. They were citing a joint federal-state investigation into some alleged criminal conduct, according to the chairman. And the next hearing for the commission is set for next Wednesday, there at 9 a.m. Moving along, the man charged in connection to a deadly street racing crash in Omaha that killed 21-year-old Sarah Root will have a pretrial hearing today. Well, back in March, Eswin Mejia was formally charged in Douglas County with 1 count of motor vehicle homicide DUI and 1 count of failure to appear in court. Well, Mejia was due in court in April, but his public defender waived the hearing, and the case then headed to district court, and Mejia remained in jail on a $100 million bond. Well, authorities say Mejia, who is an illegal immigrant, was street racing on January 31st, 2016, well under the influence of alcohol when he struck Root's vehicle. And Root, who was from Council Bluffs, died there at the scene. We saw that earlier. Well, Root's death led to the passing of Sarah's Law, which requires illegal immigrants who have committed violent crimes against Americans to be detained. Well, moving on to some good news this morning, the Papio NRD and the city of Omaha are set to hold a ribbon-cutting ceremony today for the new Beltline Trail connection. Well, last year, the area was part of a homeless camp in North Omaha, and those living there had to vacate to make way for the Beltline. And today's celebration will go from 4 to 7 p.m., with the ribbon cutting happening at 5 p.m. at Hamilton Street and Military Avenue. And the Omaha Beltline Trail connects the intersection of Hamilton Street and Military to the North Omaha Transit Center, which is roughly following the former railroad tracks, and it's going through and around Adams Park. And the main goal of this trail is interconnectivity, offering several modes of transportation for hundreds of those in Omaha. And construction began in spring of 2022. So excited for this ribbon cutting now. Great to see. All right, my next headline this morning is that today the Bellevue Food Pantry will share the latest on a project for its expansion to a different location. while the food pantry is transforming the former Bellevue Public Library into a modern food pantry and community hub. And the event will run from 5 to 7 p.m. today at 1003 Lincoln Road in Bellevue. According to a release, the pantry has been operating out of about 1,000 square foot space, and about as small as a studio apartment. And this new space is 21,500 square feet. Wow, that is a big upgrade. Good news for them. Well, their current location is compiled of a few employees and volunteers who shelve and bag items, but once open, the new site will feature a walk-in fridge and freezers, along with community gardens. So got some nice, fresh food for those people. And plans for the $7.2 million project were shared with First Alert 6 last October, but last June, the space was bought for about $500,000. And this pantry serves about 1,500 to 1,700 people each month, and many of them are families. And pantry officials hope that this change will help their effort to fight food insecurity in their area and also accommodate to the growing need. All right, last up this morning, the 13th annual Team Jack Radiothon will be held across Nebraska airwaves today. It's actually already going on. Well, the first one since Jack Hoffman passed away. Sadly, Hoffman captured the hearts of Husker fans and the nation and gained national attention after his famous Nebraska spring game touchdown run back in 2013. Well, Hoffman was diagnosed with brain cancer in 2011 at just 5 years old. He passed away this January at the age of 19. Well, the goal of the Team Jack Foundation's effort is to raise money for pediatric brain cancer research. And last year, the foundation raised $200,000 during the one-day event. Team Jack says this year's fundraiser is even more important due to some federal cuts to research institutions. And we'll head over to this web story here in a moment. You can click there to find a list of stations that are participating, or you can stream on the Huskers radio network. It started at 7 a.m. this morning, and it's going until 6 p.m. You can call 855-786-5225 to donate, or you can also give online if you want to help out with this effort. So we'll head here to this web story that I'm talking about. All right, so this is my 6 things you need to know this morning, Thursday, September 25th. So our top headlines we've been discussing today. If we scroll down here to the bottom, bear with me. Okay, there we go. We have our Team Jack Radiothon information there. So everything you need to get involved in some way, help out this effort. Amazing. All right, I bring you that web story in the 6 a.m. hour, hopefully before you go to work and start doing things, as well as this web story. This live stream to go over my web story as well. Alrighty, so thank you everyone very much for joining me, and have a great start to your Thursday.